Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. We're back here at Ciocca Kia in Ewing, New Jersey to check out this brand new 2025 Kia Niro EV Wind. The color here is mineral blue. We have charcoal, syntex, and fabric combination seats. So you can let me know as we go through this Niro battery electric vehicle. If you're in the market, if you're in the EV game, is the Niro the one you would buy? You can let me know as we go through the car, so let's dig in. Front end of the Niro EV Wind in the mineral blue. We do have LED turn signals and DRLs, and at this price we should have LED headlights as well. The Kia badge right in the middle, and we do have functionality in the grille down bottom to keep that lithium-ion battery pack cool. As we come around to our wheel and tire setup, please excuse my shadow, we're looking at a 17-inch machined aluminum alloy wheel, Kia badge on the center cap. These wheels are wrapped in Nexen all-season tires, 215 on the width, a 55 series sidewall 17s, all four corners, front-wheel drive. Moving on out, there is the mineral blue with the gloss black accents down below and the color-matched aero blade. As we come in closer, we're going to go color-matched side view mirrors with LED turn signals, and then color-matched on the front and the rear door handle. The charge port is on the front end of the vehicle, and we'll go over those numbers in a bit, but we do have a roof spoiler coming off the top, and then gloss black on the roof rails, color-matched roof shark fin antenna, no sunroof. The rear end of the Niro, we have the roof spoiler coming off the top. We have the taillights up top, LED taillights up top, along with the rear wiper. Kia badge right in the middle, Niro down below, but then the turn signals are way down here on the rear bumper, and I'd like to see them bring those a little bit higher up so they're more visible. We're under the hood of this Niro EV Wind, and we have a 64.8 kilowatt hour, 350 volt lithium ion battery pack mated to a 1-speed direct drive EV transmission, front wheel drive, so we're looking at 201 horsepower, 188 pound-feet of torque, MPGs, 126 in the city, 101 on the highway, and 113 combined. We're at the charge port door on this Niro EV Wind, and it is right on the front grille area of the vehicle, right above the license plate. Great spot for it, because now when you pull into a charging station, you don't have to worry about what side the charge port door is on. So what we're looking at here, like I mentioned earlier, 64.8 kilowatt hour, 358 volt lithium ion battery pack. Now the charging times are as follows. On a full charge, you can get up to 253 miles of range. Now to get to that full charge, if you're using a level 2 charger at home, it's going to be a little over 6 hours. And if you're at a DC fast charge, you can go from about 10% to 80%, which is about 177 miles in 43 minutes, because the Niro uses the 400 volt charging architecture, not the 800 volt charging architecture you see in EV6 or EV9. Before we get into the interior, you're going to want to know, Mike, how much? Well, here we go. Base price for the 25 Niro EV Wind is $39,600. Now this vehicle has one option on it besides the carpeted floor mats. It's called the Wind Preserve package for an additional $1,300. That gets you a heat pump, a battery heater, a heated steering wheel, and heated rear outboard seats. Once we add those in, and a destination and delivery charge of $1,375 from Kia's Hwaseong, Korea assembly plant, we have a total vehicle MSRP from the factory of $42,450. So let's check out the interior. Starting with the driver door panel, we'll move in closer. We're going to have black soft touch across the top, all black on the insert with a brushed aluminum door handle, flat black on the switchgear. Now, down below we have a fabric armrest, nice and soft. A lot of gloss black in here, but at least it's not an area that you're going to touch. Nice, decent door pocket for a small EV. Now, as we move into our footbox, nice large dead pedal brake and accelerator with the Niro carpeted floor mats in the vehicle. Seating-wise, we're going to have power seat with lumbar for the driver, manual assist for the front passenger. That should be power too. And then the black Syntex with the fabric insert. Headrest are soft, bolsterings forgiving. Front passenger door panel, same action as the driver. Moving on over, we're going to have this fabric soft touch material up top, and we're going to have some gloss black with the ambient lighting right in there into your heat and air vent. And then down below, nice large glove box. Swinging on over to our infotainment screen. Now, this is the older Kia infotainment system, wired CarPlay Android Auto. Niro hasn't been given a design refresh since Kia came out with their next generation wireless system. So it still has the wired system. Next refresh for Niro, they'll update this system. But it still is pretty good pinch to zoom. We still got the dual panel action, so that's always a nice touch, right? You can control it from down here on your dual use screen. So we can go to map, we can go to nav, we have our favorites, seek track music, we can go to radio, bring up the radio, we have Sirius XM right here. Oops, now I just switched to FM and that comes on. Or you have FM and AM. And then back to Sirius XM. And you got to adjust the volume with each one you're at, which is interesting. So they got the radio. Then we come down here, we can go to our media setup. This is where we can go ahead and see everything. There's our sounds of nature. There's our CarPlay Android Auto and all that good stuff. And then we can go to our setup. From here, we have our vehicle settings, our EV settings, which we can show where we are and set up our charging schedules, condition the battery, smart regeneration system. All that is in here. We can go back. We have our navigation. We have our sound, adjust the speakers in the vehicle. And then we have our Kia Connect to hook the vehicle up with our smartphone. And then if we go to vehicle settings, we can then come down to our lights, and we have our ambient lighting in here. We can link it to our drive mode, or we can go into color, and we can pick a color mood right here. And then if you don't look at one of those, you can spin the wheel with your finger and pick a custom color. But I think maybe with the blue outside, I don't know, we'll go with blue flight on the inside. There we go. And now we're all set. So I do like the fact that you have ambient lighting in here. And then we can go back to home. And then, of course, swipeability is nice and easy. You got an online user's manual, HD radio data, so it's pretty easy. And then we can hit map. And we can go back to our map. Now, if we go to reverse, we do have a good-sized backup camera, nice and clear with trajectory. And you do get additional views as well. Go back to park, and there you have it. Down further, 2 heat and air vents, 4-way hazards, the dual use panel, volume and tuning when you're up here on the triangle or the Star Trek badge emblem. And then if you want to go to your dual climate, you hit the fan, and that switches to your dual climate, and these buttons become the temperature buttons. So you're all set with that, and we'll leave it back here. Now, as we come down further, we do have a 12-volt USB-A, USB-C, and a wireless charging pad. And then down further, we have push-button start. Here's the dial to go through this 1-speed direct drive EV transmission. We do have 3-stage heated seats for the driver and the front passenger, and a heated steering wheel, auto vehicle hold, electric brake. Up here, parking sensors, parking cameras, again, gloss black, so be careful. Down further, 2 cup holders. The Kia key fob is the older style key fob, which I like better. Lock, unlock, pop the tailgate, panic button, remote start, nice weight, and then nice soft armrest, and we open that up, and we have a larger area for storage. The Niro EV wheel, we have a leather wrap wheel, nice 10 and 2 notches. The heated steering wheel is 360 heat, and it's nice and warm. Feels really good on an 18-degree day. We have the Kia badge on the horn button. We do have some chrome trim to lift the wheel up, but it's a round bottom wheel, but it's a very spacious passenger cabin, so I have no problem getting in and out of this vehicle at 5'11". Now, on the switchgear is gloss black. So again, be careful. We have controls to the digital dash, volume, cruise, safety suite, and then on the right side is where you have your telephone voice commands, favorites, modes for your infotainment system. We do have paddles to adjust the level of regen braking in this Niro, so you can drive at max regen, 1 pedal, or minimum regen like a normal vehicle. And then our stalks, we have our headlight controls, We have our high beam controls, turn signals as well, and we have front and rear wipers on the right. Down further, over here on the left, bright and dim the dash, pops the tailgate, traction control off, and we do have a manual tilting and telescoping wheel. Now, we do have a very nice looking digital dash. I really do like the way this looks. Drive modes, they're right here on the bottom of the wheel. So when we hit the drive modes, we have sport, normal, and eco. And if you push the drive mode button in and hold it, you go to snow. So they do have a snow mode, even though this is a front wheel drive EV. Interesting. But for today's drive, since we're in an EV, I think we'll stick with normal. And then you can go through additional information across the top. You want to see some other things. And then some of these do have submenus that you can page down as well. See exactly what you need to see when you're going down the road. However, since we don't have 360-degree view cameras in here, we're not going to see blind spot cameras come on when you turn. The overhead console, if you want your dome lighting to come on and off when you open and close the door, this button is pushed in with the orange light on. So when you open the door, lighting comes on. We should have LED interior lighting in a $42,000 Kia though. And then when you close the door, lighting goes out. SOS button in case there's an emergency on the road. Kia Connect again to hook up the vehicle with your smartphone. No roof to show you. Framed rear view mirror with manual dimming function. And then we do have our sun visor with vanity and a light. And does it slide? Yes, it does. Getting in the rear seat of our Niro, but first the rear door panel. We have the same action, right, with the soft touch across the top, the fabric on the armrest, and we do have two-stage heated seats for both rear outboard passengers, so I do like that. I have the seat set for my driving position, so let's hop on in. Nice and easy to get in. 5'11". I am going to have to duck a little bit, but here we are in the back. Once I'm in, plenty of room for my head, shoulders, and knees. But now we're going to go all plastic in the back. We do have a seat pocket behind the driver and the front passenger. We do have USB-Cs in the back of each front seat for your rear seat passengers. And then we have two heat and air vents. Now, as we come around to the rear seats, same combination of Syntex and the fabric insert, but they're nice and soft. They feel good. And now we have our center armrest, semi-soft, two cup holders. But overall, it's pretty comfortable back here, but in typical EV fashion, my knees in the back seat are higher up than they are up front. Getting in the tailgate area of the Niro EV Wind, you can pop it from the key fob or from the dash. You also have a smart liftgate option, or you can come to the back and right underneath the Kia badge, there's a button. Nice electric assist on the way up, nice electric assist on the way down using this button. Now, with the rear seats up, 22.8 cubic feet of cargo space in the back of this Niro EV Wind. We do have some cubbies on either side for some extra storage. We do have some lighting in the back, but underneath here, we're going to go more storage and a fix-a-flat because there is no spare. Now, to get the rear seats down, pretty easy. You just have to reach in, push the button, throw them forward, reach in, push the button, throw them forward. And now with the rear seats down and this wide, boxy looking vehicle in the back, we're talking about 63.7 cubic feet of cargo space in the back of this Niro EV Wind. All right, here we go with the window sticker. 25 Niro EV Wind, mineral blue. Here are the standard features. Options, including that wind preserve package that I mentioned earlier, and the floor mats. Total vehicle MSRP. Fuel economy estimates. Government safety ratings not complete, made by Kia in Korea. So let's take this baby for a spin. All right, we're out on the road in this 2025 Kia Niro EV Wind. And right off the bat, I got great visibility out of all the glass, no problem. Blind spot monitoring, cross traffic alert, lane keep assist, pre-collision, all that action in this vehicle for safety. Now I do have LED turn signals up front, LED daytime running lights, but we have standard headlights. And I think in a vehicle at 42 and change, we should see LED lights up front for safety as well. Now, as far as the interior goes, I like the seats. We got the Syntex fabric combination. They're nice and soft. They feel pretty comfortable. We got the older infotainment system, wired CarPlay, Android Auto. So we'll have to wait and see when Kia puts their next generation system in the Niro EV. But I do have USB-C connectivity, USB-A connectivity as well as up front, as well as wireless charging pad, heated seats, heated steering wheel. I have connectivity in the back with rear heated outboard seats for the rear seat passengers, which is a nice touch. No roof, but if you don't want one, there you go. You don't have to pay for one. And the suspension's well damped. Feels good on the road. Feels very substantial. Of course, EVs are always much heavier than standard gas vehicles because these EV batteries weigh a lot. And they're down low in the car, which also reduces the center of gravity in the vehicle, and therefore is going to make it handle a little bit better. And this one handles really, really well. Takes the turns well. The steering, fairly light, but pretty darn tight. Brakes, feel good. Now we'll take off. And up to speed to go. Now, this one is front wheel drive, which means we only have an electric motor on the front axle. That's why we do the 201 horsepower on the 188 pound-feet of torque. This is not a fast EV at all, right? It takes a little while to get up to speed. I guess it might be like having that 1.3-liter turbo engine from the Chevy Trailblazer in here. That kind of thing as far as power, if you know what I mean. But you know what, for an around town EV, and a friend of mine, Tim, there's a shout out to you, Tim, he bought a 24 Niro EV because he wanted an EV to commute to work because he works in town and he wants to drive around town and not use gas. And then he has a gas powered Subaru Forester that he uses if he wants to go on a longer trip. So certainly this could be used in that way, or if you don't mind range anxiety, and a lot of people do, then you can go ahead and take this on a trip as long as you have your EV stations planned out, and hopefully they're all working once you get there. But overall, it's a well-built EV. It's less expensive. Now, 42, almost 43 grand for a Niro is a lot of money. But for a battery electric vehicle, it's actually on the lower end of the cost curve, because the average price for an EV in the United States today is right around $66,000, $67,000. So we're looking at a lot cheaper than that, right? 42, 43 for this. So we're looking at $20,000+ less than the average EV cost in the United States. So even though this is a lot of money for a Niro, it is not a lot of money for a battery electric vehicle. But you can also get a plug-in Niro, you can also get a regular hybrid Niro, and then you're going to go with electric gas combination, and you can get a lot more range than 253 miles. So it's really up to you. There's a lot of bandwidth in the Niro lineup. There's a lot of different price points. So you let me know if you're in the battery electric vehicle game. If you want an EV, is the Kia Niro EV something that you have on your radar, something you would look at, something you would test drive? Let me know, put it in the comments, or are you going to go somewhere else with your battery electric vehicle needs? Put that in the comments as well. But I do want to thank Ciocca Kia here in Ewing, New Jersey for allowing the channel access to this 2025 Kia Niro EV Wind in mineral blue for review today. I'd like to thank all of you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like. Please also consider subscribing and turn on that notification bell so you never miss another Shabby's Rides video. And I'll see all of you on the rebound. Take care, everyone.